Hey guys, what's going on? TripletheTDog here, and welcome to Talk Time. What is this? Number four. Number four. And this one is probably going to be shorter. I always say this every time, and they end up actually still being just close to an hour. But I only say this one because of I literally didn't know what to talk about for a while, and sort of last minute started writing down some things that I thought I would give opinion slash talk about. You know, things like that. So, I don't know. If it's a little staticky with the microphone compared to usual, I do have an air conditioner running because it is hot as shit lately, and I didn't want to turn it off, start burning up while talking, and then cut it short, or end up just being like, okay, I can't do this. So, yeah. So I don't really know. I haven't had a whole lot to talk about, so I kind of just wrote something down to either talk about, remind people of, because maybe they forgot, and other little shit. When I say I remind people if they forgot something, maybe a release date of a game, as far as I know is the release date, it could have changed. I'm just getting what the release dates I saw. But as I'm saying that, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, June 7th, that game comes out. It's coming up soon. It's actually almost June now. By the time this goes up, it should be June 2nd, I think, is when I'm going to upload this video. When is June 2nd? I guess Thursday? Yeah, June 2nd, maybe June 3rd. More than likely June 3rd, I'll upload this on a Friday. So, hope you guys are gonna have a good weekend. It's almost the summer, if not the summer already, right? I always forget when that summer officially starts. But I mean, for school, some people are already out, some people not yet. I don't remember. I've been out of school for a while now. I don't remember when it happens. But yeah, Mirror's Edge, I never got into the first one, not because I didn't like it, I just never played it. Like, I never had a chance to actually own the game or have it in my possession. I've seen gameplay, but I still don't really know the story, and I've only seen, like, you know, a random level here and there, but I've never watched a full playthrough. I think I may have played a demo, or I may have played at a friend's, maybe one time of the game, but like I feel like I did play the game for like one or a quarter of a level, and I don't remember, but it feels like I remember running around and doing stuff before, and I think I may have played a demo, and I think at the time that I played the first Mirror's Edge, I wasn't really into the whole parkouring thing. I was more into shooting games at the time before I became such variety. Like, because at first I used to have my set things I was be in the mood for. I still get those every so often where I'll be like, man, I'm kind of in the mood for a RPG, a shooter, you know, not an RPG shooter, but like an RPG or a shooter or, you know, RPG in a sense of Skyrim, maybe a Final Fantasy RPG style game, you know, kind of like that. But, you know, lately I've just been all over the place. Lately I've been kind of in the mood for a multiplayer game, and I may pick up Overwatch, as much as I said I wasn't going to, just to kind of kill time and have something to play, because I really haven't been in the mood for a whole lot lately. But who knows? I don't know. It was enjoyable, like I said, the beta. It was something I haven't enjoyed in a while, playing a multiplayer game, but who knows? I don't know. Yeah, Mirror's Edge, I'm hearing a lot of things, not a lot of things, just people excited for it. Some people don't really care. Some people are not hyping themselves up because of they don't want to be disappointed. I can understand that. I don't hype myself up for games too much. I think the last game, what was the last game I even hyped up for? I was really hyped for Dark Souls, but at a tamed level. Like, when Dark Souls 3 was coming out, I was like, I'm not going to get that excited. I'm happy and I can't wait. But at the same time, I was like, I hope it's good. I hope it doesn't fuck up. I hope they don't fail at doing it, or they don't try anything too different and it fucks up the whole game or what it is. It turned out to be really great. I love Dark Souls 3, and I'm not like a fanboy, as I said. I didn't care for the first Dark Souls at the time when it first released. I thought Dark Souls was really stupid. A lot of people do when they first play that game. But then when you really get the hang of it, it actually is really fun. Even if it isn't the hardest game, and or some people find it to be, the challenge is nice. I do like games that don't really pick your difficulty. It's kind of just a set, like, okay, how the game is going to be. I don't really like difficulty, because then it's like, you know, I want to play on normal, but it might be too easy, and I don't want to play on hard because I don't want to take, like, even though it's no problem taking like a bunch of days on a part, like, to get through the game, but I don't want to spend like 2 days on one section and be stuck, you know, like, especially if it's not an RPG slash grindy game, it's literally just a part I'm getting fucked over in. Um, you know, so I don't know. I like not having a difficulty, but at the same time, I do like that freedom of choice, I guess. Some people like to be able to pick and choose if they maybe just want an easy, calm time, and some people just want a normal, and some want that challenging experience, harder, or, you know, going even further on to being hard. But yeah, I really felt like I've been too excited. Since that, I don't. I mean, I'm excited for Deus Ex, but I'm doing the same exact thing. I'm not caring too much. You know, I was pretty like excited for Overwatch to see how I was gonna do, but at the same time, everyone says it's overhyped and all that, and I feel like it wasn't overhyped. The hype was just kind of annoying because it's like there was so many people playing the beta, and then there was just so many people like, I need my fix. It's this and this. It's like, calm down, right? Like, the game isn't a drug. It's fun. Like, Jesus, but some people are really into it, so I can understand, you know, you need your fix and all that. I was kind of like that with Dark Souls a little, but I had the game in my possession. It was just, when was I going to play it? Especially when you stream, and I wanted to stream at a specific time, keep on schedule. I was like, okay, I just got to wait till this time, then we play. Then I ended up streaming for like 7 hours straight, with no break. And, really, really not good. I need to stretch my legs. You shouldn't do that. It was fun. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I want to say I was actually kind of excited for Watch Dogs when that game was announced, and it wasn't because of graphics. It wasn't because of, like, you know, any of that. Like, I think it was one of those times where I didn't know much about the game, and I kind of just looked at a trailer and thought it was really cool, and I liked the concept. The concept was what I was hyped about. Like, just the idea, even if it was simple, just the idea that you had control of stuff. Like, and sadly it was very limited, and it didn't feel as great as we'd hope. And, you know, with some tweaks and a lot of changes, they could definitely make it better in the next, if they make their second Watch Dogs. They just kind of got to take what was the flaws at first and make it into something better. So we'll see with that. But yeah, I think Watch Dogs with that. I'm trying to think if there was like a game I could not wait for, but I want to say like any Resident Evil game, like from like 5 and 6 and stuff like that, I was really excited for. But that was like I don't know if I really was that hyped for it, because I think I was more excited when they released. Because like, I really want to get Resident Evil and play with John or something, and just see what bullshit ensues with it, kind of deal. Like how he will react, because Resident Evil 5 was his first Resident Evil. And so just the fact that I was like, I can't wait for him to play this. Chris looks like he's on steroids, and you know, later on you get to punch a boulder at the end of the game, and it's fucking ridiculous. He won't even go through 6. He can't stand it. And I've gone through it multiple times out of just, I don't even know why. I think it's more of just how ridiculous it's gotten, and I still play it, and I like to have that hope that they will one day return to their roots. There are talk about a Resident Evil 7, but I'm not that excited for it, because, you know, they're trying to make that Umbrella Corp shooter game that, unless they tweak from the videos I've seen, look like ass. It's a cool concept, but I want Resident Evil what it was. Like, it can be action and over-the-shoulder shooting, but at the same time, I'd like some suspense and some, like survival aspect, not just an all-out war. Like, because I don't, like, I could deal with not having the fixed camera angles, even though for some reason I actually like the fixed camera angle, because you weren't sure what's around you until you moved to that specific area. A lot of people hate that, but I liked it. The only thing I didn't like was because the entire game was a puzzle. Like, you had to figure out one piece to move on to the next part, to move on to the next part. You have to backtrack to get something else to get here, and then you're like, oh, you gotta remember this, and my memory's shit. I'm bad with puzzles, I don't remember a damn thing, and I get lost easy. Navigation is shit for me, but I guess it's because of so many games nowadays handhold you that I kind of got spoiled with it. So I think that's what happened. But in the end, like I'm not excited for 7 too much because if there is a making or if they're just rumors, I'm not that excited yet until I see it actually doing something. Like hell, you could do what you did in 6 with the multiple perspective story. I liked that idea. The concept again was cool. The execution of said concept was not good. That's what made 6 bad for a lot of people. Some people loved it. If you've gotten into 5 and then you if I was your first and you liked it and expect that, then yeah. I guess a lot of people like 6 because they expected action. Hardcore Resident Evil fans think it's shit. Or just it's a step in the wrong direction. I think personally it shouldn't be a Resident Evil game. If you renamed it something else, and you started it a while back before 5, like maybe you did like a 3, 4, and 5, and then up to 6, and they weren't. Well, it started with 4. So I guess if you didn't name it Resident Evil 4, but like some weird spin-off of Resident Evil, like in the world of it, but not Resident Evil, it could work. I think it would work decently. But because it's got the Resident Evil name, and Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, and 0, and Code Veronica X, and like there were the other ones like Outbreak or something like that, and I didn't play those. I used to own them. I think I still got them somewhere. I don't really know. I never really got into those. I played one of the one on the PlayStation 2, but I got so confused because I was doing it at a young age. I don't remember, but yeah, I'm not too excited until I kind of see if they're going in the right direction or not. They may return some people that haven't been seen. I mean, we haven't seen Claire since. Well, I mean, she was in Revelations, I guess, because that's her little thing that they're doing with her, kind of in Revelations 2. That I haven't really played. I just know she's in it, along with like Barry and shit. I guess I don't know who else. I mean, if they're gonna continue, like, I don't know, because 6 had everybody in a sense. Except I find funny that 5 introduced Sheva, and at 6 there wasn't even. There might have been like a hint towards her, but I haven't. There wasn't a damn thing about her that I could remember. And she was kind of just thrown away, and then Chris's partner is kind of a throwaway as well. Jake comes out of fucking nowhere for. I always remember. I forget her name. The girl that was in Resident Evil 2, who grew up. Sherry, and then the president's daughter disappeared. Right in the intro in Resident Evil 6, Leon's, you shoot the president. Where's his daughter? Like, what happened to the whole premises of 4 was just thrown out the window. So, like, you went through all that shit, and now the president's dead. The daughter's nowhere to be seen. You have a random lady named Helena who apparently worked there too and helped with that problem. Like, it's just. Like, what the fuck? Like, I must have missed some shit, or they really didn't explain it. I probably missed shit. That usually tends to happen. But, I just find that funny. But, yeah. Again, going back to the original thing of what I was hyped for, I don't know. I'm excited for Deus Ex. That is one of the things I actually wrote down. I'm excited for it. But I'm not getting my hopes up on that. Because of, I don't want, it could easily flop, it could be shitty. They could promise all these things, not deliver, or they could deliver and it won't be as good as you'd want them to be, you know? So we'll just see what happens. You know, it just comes down to how that will go. And other things, now that we talked about Mirror's Edge, No Man's Sky apparently got delayed. I don't know much about this game. I just know a lot of people are, like, super psyched about it and excited. I'm not one of those people. I've kind of seen what it is, but I don't think it's my style. I just don't think it's something I'd enjoy. The back of my throat's starting to hurt. I hate that because I just finished my drink, thinking that was gonna hold me through this. But But yeah, No Man's Sky apparently got delayed. What is the game coming out on PS4 and PC or something like that? I don't remember what systems is it coming out for. I don't care for them, not because I hate it. It just doesn't seem like it's striking me as an interest. I may end up turning around and liking it when I hear more about it and or see games like people playing it. Then I might turn around and be like, oh, that's probably really cool. But since I don't think there's been much information about the game, just some general of what it's about, it's got people excited. I don't know. I haven't been keeping up. I really don't. So I could be completely wrong and there's a lot on it. I'm not paying attention. Like, because it's one of those games that might be under my radar and I'm just not paying too much like attention for, which is, I guess, maybe a good thing because I'm not hyped for it. And then when it comes out and it's like the greatest thing or a flop, it'll either affect me or not affect me. So there's that. Overwatch released. I don't know when. That was like the 20th something. So that was a big hit. Still is. Still going strong. It was more than League of Legends on Twitch at one point for views. So many people and their mothers playing it. So many people excited for it. I've enjoyed Blizzard games, starting with Diablo 1. I played Diablo 2. Diablo 2 and its graphics, even if people don't like them now, that game is like my, just looking at, it's like Duke Nukem. A lot of people shit on Duke Nukem, because Duke Nukem Forever wasn't good. But I still liked it for nostalgia. Duke Nukem's always been that generic stereotype guy, and people, like, it's meant to be all a joke, but people get so serious that game was just trash. It's like, the game wasn't purposely meant to be the best thing ever. To me, at least, it just didn't feel like it was trying. It felt like it was just like, yeah, we're just having fun. We're just throwing shit together. It's Duke. Who cares? Have fun with it. But Duke Nukem 3D, back when it was like, not the original, but when they made Duke 3D, like Duke Nukem, like on the older computer, like for the older systems, they had it on PC for Megaton Edition, and I don't even know if it's still there. I heard it was taken off, or it wasn't there, it just disappeared, I don't know. Just the graphics, even though they're so old and, you know, how old they are, it's like the nostalgia thing. It's like you can get over the graphics because you're like, man, remember the way that shotgun looked? Remember how fast the pistol fired? Like, it's just the memories that make you happy. So, like, when you look at it, you're like, man, even if it looks like shit, it's still awesome to you. Even if someone else was like, why do you play this? Diablo 2 still has that feel where it's like, it could not, like, compared to 3, of course 3 is way better looking and everything. 2 is just so good to me. I don't know. And I was always upset because when I first heard 3 was coming out and I didn't have a PC, it was coming out for Xbox 360 and stuff, I was super excited. I think that was what I was hyped for. Like, the one game I was really hyped for. Because I was like, it has online. I wanted to play with somebody online. John or anybody. I didn't know John at the time, and I didn't know what online gaming was when Diablo 2 was around. I don't even know if it really was a big thing at the time, but I didn't really know too much. I didn't get into online playing until 360. I was kind of late to what internet, like, a lot of online stuff was. But Diablo 2, I always wish I had someone to play with at the time, but I never did. 3 finally came out, and I was so excited because me and John got to play. Me and John played a shit ton of Diablo to a point where it actually makes us tired when we play because we just done so much in it, like different new games of it and harder difficulties. It's just, oh, but we loved it. We had so much fun with the game. But yeah, I had fun with Diablo 2. It was like my favorite thing. I don't remember ever actually beating the game. I actually own Diablo 2's disc along with the, and you have to, I don't know, the only thing is I think I'm missing one disc with the Diablo 2, which I'm really upset with, because the game comes in like 3 discs. There's I think 2 or 3 discs. If it's, and it's, there's a game disc, a cinematic disc, and like the install disc or something, like to start it. I also have the expansions. I forget what they're called, like the Lord of Darkness or something. I don't remember. There's like the expansions, the one expansion that came with it. It's got the little code on it because you have to like put in your CD key for the game. So I still have it. Only problem is I don't even think it would run on the new Windows. And just the fact that I have a, I have no disc tray in my computer. I can't play any of the CDs I have. But I think yeah, I really enjoyed the Blizzard game. World of Warcraft was like the second MMO well, I want to say it's really the first MMO I got into. I know a lot of people are saying it's been kind of going downhill. It's getting old because a lot of free-to-plays and just better MMOs are coming out. World of Warcraft's still a classic to me. I wasn't too crazy into PvP. A lot of people were into that stuff, and I think that's what also drove them away, is I think they changed that. I just liked questing. It just had a nice feel to it to me, and I had a lot of fun with it. The first MMO I played was City of Villains. They had like two discs, like you could get City of Villains or City of Heroes. But I was played at such a young age that I didn't know what an MMO was. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just kind of running around attacking things because I was so young and I didn't really understand. But then when I played World of Warcraft, it was funny, was I got World of Warcraft and we're like, it was me and my dad, we went shopping. We went there and we're like, oh, World of Warcraft. I hear a bunch of people are playing this, really good. I don't remember why we actually bought it. Like, that's the thing, like, it was just weird. I think my dad's like, oh, you want to pick it up, I think, because it looks good. A lot of people might, you know, I think it was one of those, it can keep you occupied. And then I think we learned that it was or I think it does say it's subscription based. And my dad's like, oh, you know what, why not? We'll see. And if we don't like it, you know. And it was on sale, I think. Maybe it might have not have been. I don't really know. It's so long ago, I can't remember. But we picked it up. I remember trying to go to bed. Thank God it was a weekend. I'd try to go to bed and I'd stop playing. I'd get off the computer. I'd lay down. But then I'd just get right back on the computer. Then I'd lay back down. I'd get back to the computer. I'd be like, no, maybe I want to do this. I could not figure out what I wanted to do. Like, I'd play as a certain character. And I'd be like, no, I want to do this character. No. Like, at the time, so many choices. So this. And it was just funny because how much my dad got into the game. He got really into it. He literally was better at it than me. Like, my dad was good at sports games, baseball and football. Good at managing games and simulated kind of like games, like, you know, the out-of-the-park baseball games and things like that. And I was better at the shooters and quick-time events, things like that. Like, I have better reflexes for that. Because I remember him playing like a NASCAR game, and I used to sit there and do the autographs for him because your character would get popular and he couldn't hit the buttons because he didn't know the placements very well. Like, he knew it when the game, like in the middle of the game, because it was like a simple control, and baseball is very simple. Because when he played like baseball, like MLB The Show, he'd have the fielding do it itself because of a realistic if there was an error or not. It's cool. But he was better at, you know, managing stuff than I was, but he got really into it. He was actually better with World of Warcraft than me. He played it more, leveled up higher than me, did all the questing, like just everything, to even going on just to do his dailies. Like, he was invested, but he also had like a hernia at the time, and then he, you know, had to sit out of work and not being able to go work out at the gym because he liked to do that. He was really into bodybuilding. That he played that for a lot of time when he couldn't. So, and once I got the Xbox 360, because that wasn't long, like, it was funny because I didn't even want the 360, like, because I was like, oh, something about a new system. I was perfectly happy with my PlayStation 2, but then Dad bought it, and I was like, oh, and I'm playing this, and he's on there. It's probably his plan. But yeah, that was good times, but I don't know. Blizzard games have always been good for me, like, I've enjoyed them. I know their I don't know how well their reputation is to a lot of people. A lot of people love them, a lot of people hate them. I don't care for Hearthstone too much. Like, I like card games, and it's okay, but I don't, you know, it's one of those, because you gotta buy the packs, that I don't like. I just don't enjoy free-to-plays. I can't get into it because it's like, you know, you work so hard for something, and then some guy could just buy it. And then sometimes it feels like buying is what you need to do. That's how the bases are, how they get you. So I just never had fun with them. Here's the Storm. What was that? That was the MOBA. It wasn't bad. A lot of people didn't like it, apparently. But then again, I'm not very picky or too, like, harsh on MOBAs. I just kind of play them if I have friends to play with. So it was that. But yeah, so Overwatch, you know, I can see it doing pretty well. I mean, they've had World of Warcraft for so long, and if they can just be smart about how they do Overwatch with balancing and things like that, it can still be a good game for a while, even if it loses a lot of popularity on streaming and YouTube, because people move on to play other games, it will still be pretty good to the players, people playing it. So there's that. Moving on, that all started because I just talked about Overwatch. Dishonored 2 apparently was talked about. I got Dishonored. I played the Dishonored game real late. So many people have already played. I think it was already out for so long. And I think I played it during a time my TV got fucked up. Like my first time my TV got really broken. Like something inside of it died out. The pixels were all fucked up. And so like Dishonored at first was like this bad, like, okay, I don't want to touch it because it fucked with my TV. But I did play it. I had a lot of fun with the game, and I'm excited to see what 2 brings to the table. Hopefully they do it well. I'm not really looking too much into it. I'm not like super crazy about it. But we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I guess it releases in November 11th, unless that changed. But there's that. Final Fantasy 15 I had written down, but I don't really know what I'd talk about. I can't care for a Final Fantasy game until they put it on PC, not because I'm all about PC, but it's the only thing I own. It's not because I'm like, oh, I want it on PC because I'm picky. No, I just don't own another console because of budget reasons. We're able to get the PC, and I gotta stick with the PC. So that's how things work there. I think Gears comes out in October 11th. I was a fan of the first 3 Gears, and of course, like everybody, hates Judgment. I don't really care for Judgment because I never played it, so I'm not going to give an opinion, and I'm not going to join the hate train, even if it was bad. I don't hate on games until I've seen all of the game and or played it all. So there was that. Apparently, now we're just kind of breezing through some of these because they're just minor. Fallout 4 DLC, Far Harbor or something like that, like a DLC came out. There's something I'll talk about. I think it comes into a later question that I was asked. Let me just quickly look. Was it? I guess not really. It kind of goes into one of them. So I guess I will just say that Fallout 4 was, as we know, I'm still uploading on the channel. It's taking forever because I'm very slow, and I don't know why I chose to do a full playthrough of it. And by full, I mean just all the way till I beat the main story. Fallout 4, I don't care about the DLC. I didn't care to get it. Fallout 4 wasn't a bad game. It just wasn't a good Fallout game. It was too, like, it strayed away from a lot of things I didn't like of the RPGs from the others. The story, like the side quests, were very bland. Like, it could have been better, and a lot of them were just, go to this settlement, it needs help, this person needs, it was just the same thing. Got repetitive real quick. I know a lot of the, like, down to the bare minimum, like, the base game itself is very repetitive, but I'm just saying, in the form of quests, I do like the side quests have a little bit of a story, and some did. Some had some decent story to them, but some were just, do this, do that, you're done, and go here and do it. And some quests could be like that, but I kind of like there to be a little bit more story until the end, like, that makes you want to stick with it. I think Skyrim had some quests that were like, felt like an actual story, and then, eventually it just ended, and you were like, okay, kind of wish there was more, but it ends, because it wasn't the main story. But it had, like, there was a lot of to-do in side quests, I think, for Skyrim, I can't remember, it's been so long. But if we could take the good things out of 3, New Vegas, and take the graphicals, like, even just the graphics of 4, even if they enhance them a bit, I don't really care, I'm not a graphics guy, I would like them to be in 4, because, like, 3 and New Vegas have aged a bit, and you can definitely tell in the way it looks. I would like that graphic increase from, like, the way 4 looked. Even if it wasn't over the top, just a better look and art style, and put in with 3 and New Vegas' good stuff. And take some of the good things from 4, like the crafting, all that, like, put that all together into a better Fallout game with better story and writing and everything, and just how they wanted to do it. What I didn't like is you didn't have points. You had to put, like, you had, like, stars or something like that. You put like a point into, like lock picking was an ability instead of just putting points in it to have a certain number. I hated that. Like it just gets like it's a perk. I don't want everything to be a perk. I want my skills to be points and my perks to be special. I think that was kind of dumb to like kind of mix them together. It just fucked it all up, and I didn't really like that too much. But yeah, that was just me. I don't think it was a good Fallout game, but it was a good, like, above average, I guess, average shooter game that wasn't bad, but it wasn't over the top amazing. I wasn't super hyped about the game until, like, towards the end when I saw trailers and I was really excited, but I was really sad of the lackluster questing and things like that of the game. I guess Ghost Recon Wildlands trailer was released. Didn't watch it. I wasn't that hyped about it. I saw like one trailer when they first announced it. I thought it was cool, but here's the thing: I'm not anything against Ubisoft. They make decent things here and there, and it's not like, oh, I don't trust it. I just don't get into the hype. And Ubisoft's stuff haven't been, just lately, nothing has struck as over the top. Like Siege was big for a while, but now there's cheaters and shit like that happening, and you know, it's kind of dying out on certain areas. I don't know. You know, Assassin's Creed's boring, even though they're kind of stopping with it. I don't know. Ubisoft is just, like, Far Cry Primal wasn't that good at all. Like, it was just a reskin. But like I said, I don't judge it if they reskin it, because it's taking what's not broken. Don't try to, or what's fixed. Like, they don't try to. I already got the same. My throat is killing me right now, and I don't have a drink. They took the what's not broken kind of thing. Like they just took what was good with the game and just kind of kept it. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. My train of thought is all over the place. They took what was already like what wasn't broken with the game and just took and put it into Far Cry Primal with a whole different setting and story. I mean, you're gonna get the same, like, down to the wire, like, if just the bare basics of a game is always going to be the same. It's all games are just a reskin of another game at this point. It's hard to be very original nowadays with these things. At least in my eyes, it's kind of hard because you kind of just go with what works. It's not broken, don't fix it, I think is what I was trying to go for. But yeah, there's that. I put Kingdom Hearts randomly on this because I was just, I'm excited. I was remembering that 3 is, it still hasn't been announced a release date, but I remember just playing through 1 and 2. Remember 2's ending, like, I think I do? I don't remember, it's been so long since I played 2. I played 1 when they made the remix on it on PlayStation 3, and I played through 1. Started the Unchained one, or whatever, Chain of Memories, I should say. I think that's what it was called. But I'm excited for 3, but it's like I'm excited to watch it because I don't have a way to play it because it's not going to come to PC. If it comes to PC, awesome, then I can. It sucks that I won't get to experience it myself, but I can't do much about it. I'll just have to deal with how it happens. I'll just watch it, you know. Maybe something will change down the line before it actually comes out, you know. Who knows? Anything could happen. There was some other stuff. I'm not a news person, but there was something about a new Xbox, how that's happening, and more powerful than the other one, and then a new PlayStation that's going to be more powerful, shit like that. I mean, whatever. I don't have money for it anyway. We're getting close to summer sales, I think, on Steam, because we're getting close to the summer. I think somewhere in June or something they usually happen. I don't remember. Sometimes they're random. A lot of people have inside information of when that happens and leaked rumors, but I don't know if they're just rumors. But we'll see what happens. See what games we can pick up and empty our wallets into on Steam and everywhere else that have sales. So now we're going to move into the questions. We'll answer them. So it will be the first question. What game have you been recently watching a lot of on YouTube or Twitch? Or Twitch, I should say. Twitch, you know, now that I watched... What did I watch? I've been watching a lot of Overwatch because that came out. There were some charity streams happening on Twitch past few days, and I was watching people play random games, like old PlayStation games, and you know, things like that. So I don't know. I haven't really had a specific game that I've been watching. You know, I kind of just watch what seems interesting and different. You know, there's a lot of people still playing the culling, and there's, you know, things like that. YouTube, I just watch whatever comes up. You know, I don't have a specific game or anything, really. I just kind of watch what I'm, you know, what's there and might be entertaining. So no specific game, really. I guess it'd be Overwatch and culling, because that's what a few of the streamers I watch have been playing. But, you know, stuff like that. And next question is, besides Deus Ex, is there anything you are excited for? I don't know. I don't know what's coming up after Deus Ex and before Deus Ex. I really don't know about a lot of games that are releasing. A lot of things come up like out of nowhere, and it's like, oh, this game came out? Oh my god, I want this game now. Or, oh, really, this? And that's cool. You know, because there's some indie games that come out, and then there's a lot of big games that come out. I really haven't been that excited. Besides, like, Deus Ex is like the one game I know that'll be coming out somewhere in August, hopefully, unless it gets delayed or changes. So I'm excited, but like, I really don't know any other games. You know, like, I'm not sure right off the top of my head. What game would you hope to be soon announced, teased, or just talked about of chance of making? Well, so this one I kind of was gonna say ties in with the Fallout. I don't like, compared to Fallout games, I like them, but I do like the medieval / like sword, shield, armor type deal more than guns. I really want another Elder Scrolls game. I don't know if there was one teased. I don't know if there was one ever talked about. I don't care for Elder Scrolls Online because I can't get into MMOs anymore. It's hard for me to do it. I can't do it too much unless I have friends, and even then, it's like, because a lot of them are subscription based and or free to play, and I rather play the subscription base so I have the full everything. But because money reasons, I'm not getting a subscription to anything. So I don't know. I would really like a new single-player Elder Scrolls, and take what they fucked up with Fallout, and make sure that they do really in-depth quests, like side, and a decent story. You know, it doesn't have to be over the top because it's a big questing game, but I really hope for a good atmosphere and everything else, and with another Elder Scrolls game. But that's what, like, of course I wouldn't mind another Fallout. I wish for another Dark Souls already, but I know they said they were done after 3. If there's anything else, I don't know. I would like another Metal Gear Solid Revengeance or whatever, the Metal Gear Revengeance game. I would like a second one. I loved the first one. And if they can keep up that soundtrack that they had from the first one, I know there's been a lot of stuff with Kojima and Konami and shit like that, but I think Konami made it fully on that one. I don't think Hideo Kojima or whatever had too much on that one, but because it was like a spin-off, I don't know. I would really like to see that, though, because I really enjoyed the first one. Are you into any MMOs at the moment, or were you in the past? As I said, this also tied in with the whole MMO talk. City of Villains was my first MMO. Again, I know a lot of people like City of Heroes, City of Villains, but after that, then I got into World of Warcraft for a few years at least. I think for most of my school year, through all 12 years, or whatever, go to preschool, went to kindergarten. I think through all the years through school, like, not 12, but I started at like 6th, 7th grade when World of Warcraft. I was in middle school when it happened, so through middle school to high school I was into it, playing it, but then on and off because I was playing with friends on other stuff, and my dad was mainly playing, but I had a subscription still to it, or he did, so I would play my character here and there. But now I'm not really into anything. Every so often I have a chance to play like 10 days free on World of Warcraft, and I'll do it, but other than that, I've tried to jump into Blade and Soul for shits and giggles. Pretty okay. I've tried like games like Terra, Neverwinter, I think. Another one. You know, they're all pretty decent, but I can't without friends, I'm not getting into much. I even played the Star Wars one. I played that one for a good couple, like a month or two with John because the story was somewhat interesting, but it was just the fact that like there was cutscenes and that you can both be a part of, and then just a roll to see who would talk. I think that was still pretty fucking cool for just an MMO game. Pretty awesome to do. But I think I hit a certain point where then they were like I think it was like level 10 or something, and then it was like, oh well, your XP is going to be a bit reduced now because until you either have a subscription, all that shit. I'm like, I'm not fucking paying, and I hate all that like deduction shit because you're not paying for it because might as well just be. I really wish that MMOs games weren't subscription based, but I know that's how they make their money. I just wish it was more of a set price, just buy it and then let me enjoy all of what the game has. I don't need all these add-ons and paid. But a lot of people argue that free-to-play is the best way because then you can pick and choose what you want to pay for. John will argue with me, and I'm not really in the mood to argue with people with it. Everybody's got their opinions with that stuff. Another one. What do you think of the new starter Pokemon for the new game? I don't really know anything about him. I didn't see him. A lot of people said they hated him. A lot of people find him cute. A lot of people say it's awesome. I will always be a Charmander, Bulbasaur, and a Squirtle starter Pokemon type of people. Because I love the originals. I love the original Pokemon. Like the Gen 1. Whatever. Like that. Like those guys. I did recently on Twitch start doing a Pokemon randomizer where the starting Pokemon, the spawn, all that has been all over the fucking place. So that's been fun. And it was funny to get that question. But then the final question. First game and system you ever played on. I have played a game called, and I'll actually have to Google it so I get the name right. It was like Sports Olympics or something like that, or Olympic Sports. And I actually played the NES for the first time on a power pad, playing a game. What was it called though? I think it was Stadium Events. Was it not? I have to now look this up because it's gonna bother me. Oh my god, yeah, it was Stadium Events. I played Stadium Events. It came out like, because I was around, what? I was around the N64. I was around the N64 and PlayStation. Let me just check. I have to look at this shit now. It's gonna fucking bother me if I don't. And I'd rather get these questions, at least my answers, right. I was around. Let's see here. I was younger. I was around with the Game Boy Color came around, the Game Boy Light. Yeah, around the PlayStation N64. They were out and we were getting closer to, I'm in my 20s, we were getting up to the PlayStation 2, but I didn't even know what the fuck a PlayStation 2 was. But I played on a power pad. I was really young. I didn't play it properly at first. I just kind of smacked the 1 and 2 constant until I actually learned to walk on my feet, and then I started to actually try. So yeah, there was that. That was really my first game. My first, I did play games before it when I was younger. My older brother would fake play games for me, pretend my controller was plugged in. So there were times where I thought I was playing shit. But a game that I actually really, because I remember doing that, but because I have actually a picture, I'm not gonna show it. I have, because literally an old ass picture in the album book. When I was younger, me slapping at the pad. That's the only way I can really remember it, because I only remember me actually using my feet. But then I remember playing Smash Brothers, Turok, and shit like that on N64. One of the games that still sit in my head was Resident Evil 2. And that's why I love it so much. It's like the one thing that set in my head. I used to be fucking freaked out because zombies scared the shit out of me. Because at the time, you don't know what the fuck it is. But then you're like, man, I was scared of people moaning and groaning at me. Ooh. But anyway, that's all the questions that we have. I hope you guys had fun listening to me rant and then just say shit. Number 4 is talk time. If you have, again, questions and things you want me to talk about, feel free to put it in the comments. Feel free to tweet at me. And, you know, things like that. Again, don't know if I'll ever have a guest on, say, like John or something, because I haven't really talked to John in a while. He's been busy as shit. And so on. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed. And, yeah, I think I covered just about everything I need to do. It's just about a 45 to almost 50 minutes, so I actually surprisingly didn't get it as short as I thought. I thought we were only going to be 20 to 30. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed Talk Time number 4. I'll see you guys maybe at the halfway point of June, or I'll see you at the end of June if I don't have anything to talk about, or I'll see you next month with this. Because again, I have to accumulate some things I want to talk about. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys later.